So welcome to the Connecticut Assembly General Assembly meeting. This is Tom Phillips, your co-coordinator, and today is May 28th, 2025. So would anyone like to offer a prayer to start us off? Okay, hearing none, I'll go ahead and offer up my usual Francis, who did this one. Ask the Creator to grant us the serenity to accept things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can change, and the wisdom to know the difference. And with that, I'll begin the preface. Welcome to the Connecticut Assembly General Assembly meeting. We are standing on our land and soil jurisdiction nation called Connecticut. We are here to restore our birthright government, a Republican form of government of the people, by the people, and for the people. A government whose primary duty is protecting your individual unalienable rights, freedoms, and property. You and I are stepping forward to voluntarily serve our fellow Connecticuters in pursuit of this ongoing challenge. We are assembled here to focus our time and effort by studying, sharing, organizing this organic body into a coherent working group, affirming for the greater good of all the people of Connecticut's 8 counties. Thank you for stepping forward as a volunteer, reclaimer, and restorer. And with that, we'll move on to the business decision. John, would you like to do the business decision tonight?
Certainly.
Thank you.
All right. This meeting is private. Bearing false witness, misrepresentation, and posting inflammatory rhetoric in public forums is forbidden and shall be addressed in an appropriate manner. To eliminate all conflict and false allegations, is there anyone in attendance at today's meeting who is a member or agent of any law enforcement agency or public agency of the federal, state, county, city, or township agencies present? Is there a response to the business decision for the first time? Hearing nothing, this meeting is private. Bearing false witness and misrepresentation and posting inflammatory rhetoric in public forums is forbidden and shall be addressed in an appropriate manner. To eliminate all conflict and false allegations, is there anyone in attendance at today's meeting who is a member or agent of any law enforcement agency or public agency of the federal, state, county, city, or township agencies present? Is there a response to the business decision for the second time? Hearing none, this meeting is private. Bearing false witness, misrepresentation, and posting inflammatory rhetoric in public forums is forbidden and shall be addressed in an appropriate manner. To eliminate all conflict and false allegations, is there anyone in attendance at today's meeting who is a member or agent of any law enforcement agency or public agency of the federal, state, county, city, or township agencies present? Is there a response to the business decision for the third time? Hearing none, anyone who is here under false pretenses, anyone who is working for any foreign government, including the territorial United States or municipal United States, anyone who is being paid or coerced to be here must fully disclose their presence and purpose now or leave the premises. If they subsequently show up as federal witnesses, they are discredited for failure to disclose.
All right. Thank you, John. I know that was a little bit hard at the end, but it was very good. Thank you.
It's been a rough day.
Now we'll proceed with our county roll call. So as I list your county, please say aye. So Fairfield County.
Aye.
Litchfield County. Hearing none. Hartford County. Hearing none. Middlesex County.
Aye.
That's good. New London County.
Aye.
New Haven County. Aye.
Aye.
Holland County. Hearing none. And lastly, Windham County. Also hearing none. That completes our roll call. And now we can move on to committee reports, news, announcements, and new business. So we don't really have a lot to report, but I think everyone by now has seen the new newsletter. Anita, I think, is largely responsible for that. Thank you very much, Anita. Maybe you can speak a little bit about how that's working out.
You're welcome. You want me to speak on it now?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind just giving us a little update on how that's working out. And
yeah. It's working out well. However, I think we're a little lacking in some content. So I'm going to put it out to possibly have maybe a coordinator's corner or a column or something. So if you have something important that you want to share with the group for the month or something, you can, send an article and that actually goes for anybody in the assembly that comes across an article or a story that they think everybody would enjoy or find, interesting, to send it off to me or Kimberly, and we can add it to the newsletter. Also, the different committees that meet, if they want to give an update, a monthly update to what's going on in their committee with the jury, the jurors, and even the land patent. So, if anybody, it's our newsletter, not just, coming from Kimberly and I. So if anybody can contribute, that would be welcome.
well, that sounds like a great idea. Does everyone else approve of that? Like that idea?
Sure. Sounds like a plan.
One thing I would mention, Anita, and I please don't take this as a criticism, but when I received the newsletter in my email, it did not come up with the title of General Assembly newsletter. It came up as if, what did it say? It said
Something about an update of some sort, and I agree.
Right. So I don't know if you can go back in the forum and change something.
Yeah. So in the subject line, I put the assembly thing, but for some reason it was some other setting. So I'm working through that. Right now.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. And I think some people might have missed it because of that, so I resent it.
Oh, good.
When did this happen? I don't know if I got it.
Let me write down your email, Rebecca, because some people got bounced. Some people, their boxes were full, or the wrong email address. A couple, about 3 or 4 people unsubscribed and didn't want them. And this you're getting on Becca Flood, that's the one that it should go to?
Yeah.
Okay.
When did you send it out?
I sent it out around the 5th, right around the 1st, I think. It might have even been just a little before. I can't remember.
May 1st. No, I didn't get it.
Okay. It would check your spam, too. But this one will be going out. I'm going to be away until next week, so this one will go out probably the end of the first week of June.
Okay.
Because I'm looking to have a little more content in there right now, and I don't have a lot. So if anybody,
I'll look for it.
Okay. And I'll be sure that your email address is on there.
You want to repeat the email address again?
You have it right on display on the Becca.flood
Yep.
at email. Yes.
Did anyone else have any issues? Did everyone else receive their newsletter?
I didn't receive it.
Receive it too.
How about you, Eric? Did you get yours?
No, I didn't, Tom.
Okay, if you want to send me your email.
You want me to put it in the chat so you can see it?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
So anyone else who did not receive the newsletter, please put your email in the chat for Anita to forward it to you. All right, so I'll proceed on with
Also,
other area. I'm sorry, go ahead, please.
one more thing. I just wanted to remind everybody that our gathering is on June 21st at 9:30 at Herd Park in East Hampton. That will be in the newsletter as well.
June 21st.
Really?
9:30 in the morning?
9:30 in the morning.
Where?
It
Where?
goes from 9:30 to 2, but I think anybody can drop by during that period.
Where will it be?
At Herd Park in East Hampton.
Okay.
Now, was there an RSVP, Anita, for that?
There was not.
Do you think we should try and send some notice out like that to get a sense of who's coming?
That would probably be a good idea. We can, I don't know if I can do that through the email. I could just put an email address to link on just to say you're coming.
Sounds good.
That's it.
Okay. So we could touch base with John, our Marshal at Arms, and see if there's anything he has to report from his the various stuff that he is engaged in, maybe the peacekeeping task force and other things like that. Do you have anything to report for us, John?
I do not at this time.
Okay. So then we move on to the Journal Assembly, which we've been doing basically just a bunch of interesting articles and discussions. But we do stand in a pretty good position now as Terry Somm has just completed the rewriting of the How to Build an Assembly. And I can bring that up for screen share so you can take a look at it. And I'll try and get the link to the Mega Drive in that for everyone. Let's see if this works here. Can everyone see How to Build an Assembly?
Yes.
It's at section
Yes.
right now. So this is the updated, and Terry Somm is still asking for us to read through and try and find areas that need to be corrected. But in the current version, the blue sections are highlighted to give you a quick link to go right to the article, for instance. I don't know if you can see that when I hover over it. It brings up the web address. And then there's, of course, the whole podcast from the Ohio Assembly, which is called, the podcast is called, YouTube is called America, Some Assembly Required, in which Anna and Lisa Schaefer have been going over in great detail all these aspects. So that's a good format. If you happen to get on there, you can ask questions. Usually she prefers to take them related to topic, but I think that they're, in general, answering questions at the end of the session. So keep that in mind. So what we'll probably do in the General Assembly is start to go into training on the actual General Assembly as detailed in how to build our assembly here, which would be, let's see, I don't know if it's right in this section, but I won't drone on endlessly here. Just move it on a little bit. But again, Lisa Schaefer, she's the coordinator on Ohio, and Ohio is one of 4 states that are fully standing, as I understand it. It would be Ohio, Florida, Arizona, and the other one's escaping me. Anyway, might be Virginia. Ohio is and Lisa Schaefer are very open to helping us. And so if any of us are interested in forming up a committee, here are a bunch of committees that are very important to getting everything set and ready to go. We can ask Lisa Schaefer to come in and give us a little training, help us out. So keep that in mind. There's lots of willing people out there who just recently done it. Something that hasn't been done in 160 years, so pretty impressive. Anyway, I'll stop the screen share here and move on to, before I do that, let me just do one more thing. Let me do one more thing. That's a system that, let's see if I can get it here, that I believe, here it is, Eugene Tang's derivative notice process. Can everyone see that now? Yes. Usufruct derivative notice process?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So, and this is the document from the Pennsylvania Litigation Committee Assembly. So Eugene is not very big on diplomatic language. So shut up and don't read is the title. But anyway, what he's basically saying is that anytime you receive anything by mail, you see that it's addressed from a, let's see if they have it here. All right, so here's an example. And you'll notice how on the right side he's highlighted in 2 different colors. Highlighted in orange and in yellow. And you'll notice that the orange is in all caps and the yellow is in upper lower case. Does everyone see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so anytime you see that on an official document, you know that that's fraud because they're mixing jurisdictions. Okay? And so that's basically, that's the heart of what he's asking you to do is anytime you see, you receive a document like this, check it for upper and lower case, all caps, and upper lower case. And if you see both of those present, you can immediately call it out for fraud. And this system has been quite successful. It's been probably 3 or 4 months since I heard the last report, but they had, at that point, they had 9 different success cases in Pennsylvania alone. And one of our folks here in Connecticut has also had some success using it. So I think he's dealing with stuff in Virginia, I believe it is. But anyway, just want to give everyone a heads up on that. I'll try and make sure that these are included in the newsletter, at least the links. Pretty sure I can just do the PDF on this one, but for the assembly manual, we'll probably have to give a mega link for that one. Okay, so I'm going to move on now to let's see, we did journal assembly. I don't really have a whole lot to say on the Land Grant and Patent Committee. We only meet 4 times a year, but we are waiting with great anticipation as anyone who's watching the United States of America podcast by Needy and Greg, you'll know that that Greg is establishing a land recording system. And I know that he's on Kansas and that they're initially focusing on the patent side of things, but they have talked about the grant side of things and trying to provide some help for that. So that's all very, very encouraging. Let's see. Does anyone have any questions about either of those committees or things that they would like to have more information about? Okay. Go ahead, Kevin.
Just going back there to Eugene's process is pretty amazing stuff. I've been sending out a lot of notices using his process, and I've spoken to him a few times on the phone, and I'm not sure what's going on. He's kind of like branching out on kind of like doing his own thing. I don't fully understand. He butts heads. You've mentioned it a few times, you know, his diplomatic approach, so to speak, but he is a sharp guy, and that method is so simple and so effective. I sent out so many notices, it's tough to keep track. In my situation, in the courts that I'm dealing with down in Virginia, they do whatever the heck they want. They answer to nobody. But I think they're starting to see that everything that they've been taught at law school isn't the real. This what we're doing here. This is the real. This is truth. This is the right jurisdiction to land. So even with the parents, right? To let them know that I feel like to some degree the tyrants don't even know what the heck they're doing.
Well, they probably haven't been challenged before. They probably. You know.
That I'm sure. That I am sure. But you figure there's always got to be somebody at the tippity top that's known from day one what's been going on. But you figure like most of the clerks and all that, they don't really know what's going on. That's my take. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Well, I would say the clerk is one of the people that's most likely to know because their heads are on the block if things go south. But there's lots of minions who probably don't. Anyway, so you sent out a bunch of notices and you've had some success. Is that correct, Kevin?
Yes, the full extent I don't fully understand. Like I sent for one thing, I sent a notice noticing them using the process, Eugene's process, and I'm noticing them for fraud. I'm pointing out their fraud and criminality. And they sent me back a summons to appear for a motion to dissolve and to, quote unquote, address the allegations. So I send them a notice them for fraud. They tell me that I filed a motion to dissolve. They just make that up. So I had to take the summons that they sent me, use Eugene's process on that, mark it all up, make a ton of copies. Between color copies and postage, I've got thousands of dollars into this, easy, thousands, plural. Thank God I started this, was paying 81 cents a color copy at Staples, because they tack it's 75 cents, and then you got to pay sales tax. I didn't think I was going to be printing this much and copying all this much. I then go out and buy my own color copier, top-of-the-line printer, and it only lasted 2 hours before it was out of ink. And the ink was more than the printer, so that didn't work out well. But thank God I found a local public library, and I'm still spending hundreds each week on color copies, because you got to use color copies with this thing.
Yeah.
But it would have been a multiple at Staples or whatever. So anyway, I have had a little bit of success. They keep going, but once I pointed out to them that they were noticed 3 times and that's it, it's almost like, oh, okay. And today I sent out, quote unquote, the 4th notice. That's not even a thing, but they keep coming at me, so I got to, now I noticed them 4 times, and it's all recorded, all with the United States Postal Service. That's the court. So it's still ongoing, but I feel like I'm towards the end where I'm going to start being able to share some successes. But as of this moment, I don't have anything great to report, but it's coming.
Right. Sounds to me like you fended them off pretty successfully.
Yeah, and I haven't even hit them with the true bill yet. And I've been patiently waiting because I'm in a couple different courts. They're all related. The courts are right next to one another. One of the courts is in the first floor, and the circuit court is up above. So it's a big cabal. The sheriff's in on it. I've uncovered a lot, but I haven't hit them with the true bills yet. I've been saving that, and that's where it's going to get. That's where it's going to get real and get fun for me, anyway.
Well, that's awesome. Glad to hear that you're having a good time with it. That's excellent.
Yeah, learning a ton, and that Eugene's thing is so simple. It's so simple that he was able to figure it out. It's literally on every document. It's 100%. We've never seen a document that didn't have that on it.
Wow. Well, thank you for that great update, insight, etc. Kevin, appreciate that.
Sure.
So as for news and announcements, boy, there's so much stuff coming at us from all the podcasts, and it would be hard to cover it all. I do try and bring it up as it comes along. But I think everyone who has a Global Family Prosperity account has seen more funds come in, and I just got an email from them. And Anna was talking on the Tuesday podcast about how a large trustee of a large trust, she didn't specify where it was, but the impression it would be a European trust fund, has decided to join with the Global Family Bank. So
Wow.
We know already that there were some 300 million potential customers from around the world who were linked up to the Global Family. That's not to say they all have accounts, but they would be likely to have accounts. But this large trust being involved now is going to start, bring much more credibility if they really need it, but credibility and as the flim-flam house of cards of fiat money starts to fall apart, to at least be a safe place for people to land. So anyway, so that's pretty much what I have. I didn't do any more work on us doing a public law similar to Arizona, but perhaps I'll have the time to get that started. But I should say, ask if anyone has any new business that they want to bring up, and then we could move on to discussions. Have any new business they'd like to bring forward?
If I may, I'd just like to ask this question. I know we had spoken about the last meeting we had. We were talking about notifying the de facto on our feelings. Are we as an assembly willing or contemplating doing that?
Well, I think Anna has said repeatedly, multiple times, that it's one of our primary functions as an assembly. Land and soil jurisdiction is to tell the de facto what we want. So I certainly would be on board with anything like that. And a public law is one way to do it. A notice is another way to do it. And there probably are other ways that I'm not mentioning, but there are lots of different ways I think we could approach that. It would just be a matter of someone who's one of us who has a desire to get after something. Maybe it's chemtrails, maybe fluoride in the water, maybe it's real estate tax. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know about anybody else, but I have been reporting the chemtrails 3 to 5 times a week on the ECHO EPA website, and it doesn't seem to be doing any good. They just continue to do so.
Well, it seemed to me, John, I don't know what it was like for you, over the Memorial Day weekend, the skies were pretty clear, and they weren't perfectly blue, but there wasn't any chemtrail signs. But then Tuesday morning, wow, back in full force.
They were at it again today.
Oh yeah.
Early this morning, I left my house at 6:30 this morning, and they're up there spraying away like there's no tomorrow.
They always spray before the rain. Always. Spray so the rain brings it down. And here, it's raining right where I'm at. It's raining here in Wilkes right now.
Yeah, it's raining here in North Haven too.
Yeah, it's raining here in Norwich too.
I think they took to spraying in the evening at night so people don't see it as much.
And I believe they probably spray above the clouds, so you wouldn't see them either.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the strange phenomenon where you have like the clouds are in like shelf formations, where they appear to be, the dark edges seem like they're stacked on shelves. I mean,
you're talking about like,
or you see the white fluffy clouds with nothing but a solid gray background behind them. It's just really weird and bizarre.
Yeah, I would say the radar signatures are pretty easy to spot. That's where you have a series of ribs of clouds that are like they've been interfered with by a regular wave.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're stacked up kind of like waves rolling across the ocean or a pond.
I saw what you were talking about yesterday, and it was so weird. I took a picture of it, where you're having the puffy clouds, but instead of having that crystal clear blue background, it was like gray. I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, no, I haven't either. I pointed it out to my wife because we were driving up to my daughter's house in Lebanon, and I said I've never seen that before.
I totally forgot about that until you mentioned it, and I did take a picture, and I'm looking at my phone, and here it is. I'm staring right at it, and that was bizarre. Puffy clouds, and behind that, gray as opposed to the blue. Never saw that.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take that photograph and put it on this site that John was mentioning. Again, hard to know if that's going to have an effect, but Anna did bring it up. And those of us who did call it in, we were able to call in for a little while, but over the last month or so, it's been either inundated or offline. It was busy, and then you can't leave it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Well,
I encourage everyone.
I think we should try to do something.
Okay.
Who to notice, who to write letters to, or what are we going to use as our attack? As far as what we want to tell them about. Do we want to come up with a law? I mean, that's something we should discuss and think about.
Well, we do have the excellent example of Arizona and their public laws, and I think it's worth thinking about following their example. Be pretty straightforward, wouldn't require a lot of research or inventiveness to be able to do that. Anyway, I'll leave that up. Maybe we could have a vote. John, would you like to put a motion together to have a vote on doing something about chemtrails, or what would you like to do?
Yes, I would. I make a motion that we, as the Connecticut General Assembly, create a public law along the lines of Arizona's format and notify the Connecticut de facto.
I second it.
Excellent. So we'll go ahead and do a vote on that. And so I'll first ask all those in favor, and if you can put your in reactions, put your let's see, like thumb up. That will be considered a yes vote. And I'll ask for all who are not in favor. Okay, there we go. All in favor. All those in favor, put your like thumb up. So looks like that's everyone, including myself. I just haven't put my like thumb up there. Okay. So that's pretty conclusive. Linda, you got your hand up. Or was that?
I put the hand up. I was supposed to do the thumb, right?
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, no, I hit the wrong one. Okay.
No problem. Okay. So, and all those dissenting and absenting, no one's doing that. So, so that vote passes, and what we'll try and do is get something ready to send out, and we'll approve it, the final draft, in the next General Assembly meeting. Does that sound okay, John?
Sir, works for me.
Excellent. All right. So Linda is with us. I don't know if she has anything to report from the Treasury Committee, but we did do our reports earlier. Do you have anything you'd like to update us with, Linda?
No, the only thing I dispersed was the domain. One of the domain names had come due, and I gave gave Eleanor the credit card information to pay for that. So that was the only activity up till now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great, excellent. Thank you for that report. All right, so I think we've covered the old business and the new business. Unless anyone has any new business they'd like to bring up, we can open up for discussion. It's only 8:15 now, but we can certainly have discussion if there are things that people would like to talk about. Certainly is a lot of stuff coming down the pike from Anna. And anyway, anyone have any new business? All right, so hearing no new business, we could do a motion to end the meeting and then have general discussion. Does that sound like a good idea for everyone?
Sure.
Yeah.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting, and we can move into discussion afterwards.
Sounds good.
I have a second on the motion to end the meeting.
I second it.
Okay, excellent. So does everyone want me to continue recording, or shall I turn it off for our discussion?
You can turn it off, I
You
think.
can turn it off.